What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel, talking all things boxing. Remember to like, subscribe to this channel. You'll be the first to know, first to be notified when we drop a new blog with new content. So let's get into this one. We're talking about Jermell Charlo, the second of this Charlo doubleheader main events for the WBA, WBC and IBF light middleweight championships, and he was facing Jeison the Banana Rosario. So yeah, this was it was an interesting fight. It was an entertaining fight. It was a fight that I would sort of call, it was a bit of a scrap, a bit of a war. It was a good good one to watch. And opening round starts, Jeison Rosario comes out behind a very high guard, trying to do this sort of peekaboo style. He was trying to walk Charlo down. And with the Charlo twins, with both of them, Jermell, maybe especially, he enjoys when guys come towards him. He likes guys to come to him, and then he can sort of tee off on them. And this fight was no different. Rosario was coming in, trying to land his straight jab, straight right hand, trying to keep things tidy, keep things neat. Jermell, on the other hand, he was landing these winging shots. He was sort of swinging away with punches, right hooks, left hooks. He did land some decent shots to the body. His jab was okay as well. Jab was of Charlo was quite effective in this round. And yeah, it was a bit of back and forth. It was quite a tight, close round up until a certain point when later on in the round you had Jermell Charlo, who was letting go of this left hook throughout this round, and yeah, he caught Rosario high on the head, sort of around the temple area with a hook. And it looked kind of, when you see it live, it looked kind of messy. It looked like a punch might not have even landed, but when they slowed it down and they show you the replay, you get to see that Jermell Charlo just lands a nice left hook on Rosario's temple, and then Rosario tumbles down. Jermell hits him again, right hand, and gave him a few punches for good measure as Rosario went down. The rest of the fight followed quite a similar pattern, with Jermell mainly sort of working off of the back foot. He was throwing some decent combinations in terms of output, in how much both guys were throwing. It was quite even, but Jermell was sort of the one who was slightly sort of more effective in my eyes. He landed the more eye-catching shots. He was letting his hands go, ripping in some left hooks, right hands, and throwing some nice combinations. I think he could have been a little bit tidier, because some of the punches Charlo was throwing were a bit wild, but it seemed to, in this fight, seemed to work for him. Rosario would have his moments and sort of land his few shots, but for the most part, Jermell was doing the slightly better work. It was a close-ish fight. We then come into the middle of the fight, middle rounds, round 6. That was another key round where Charlo really shone. His power really shone through. Because going into this, we know Charlo had power, but we know also Rosario has power. We've seen what he's done to other guys, Julian J. Rock Williams and that. So, I knew coming into this, he's got a bit of pop, he's got a bit of power, but Charlo really did seem to be the superior one when it came to powerful punching. And again, the left hook was another, key punch in round 6, where this time he landed a beautiful left hook, just back straight through, and he managed to put Rosario down yet again. And this time it was a much heavier knockdown, because the knockdown in the first round, Rosario did look a little bit hurt, but the one in the 6th round now was a lot heavier, and you could see his legs kind of went to jelly. And he was quite fortunate, because the round was going all right for him, but then when Charlo put him down, legs went completely to jelly. He goes down, he does manage to get up, but you could see it was still unsteady. his legs were still a bit unsteady. But he got up, he showed good body language, he was telling Charlo to come on, and fortunately for Rosario, it was the end of the round. Before you knew it, few seconds, ding ding, round 6 ends. And then you get round 7, 8, you know, more of the same. Charlo throwing his combinations, working well on the back foot. Rosario showing tremendous bravery in that he was, in spite of the fact he'd been put down twice, he was still coming after Jermell Charlo. He was still charging him, still coming forward, mainly in straight lines. He had that problem again of not really being able to cut the ring off, and Charlo was just working away, you know, hooks round the side, bit of body work, bit of work to the head. He was mainly head hunting Charlo, but I did notice certain points in this fight where he did go downstairs, and when he went downstairs, he had a good landing percentage. He was landing a lot to the body when he did elect to do that, but most of the time it was sort of head hunting. Some of the work was a bit messy, but then you get into the later rounds. I believe it was round 8. You know, Charlo obviously comfortably ahead by at least 4 points with the 2 knockdowns, and he manages to take Rosario out completely with a jab to the body, and it was an interesting one, because even having watched it a second time now, it you know, it doesn't look like a punch that really hurt, but I suppose in the arena, those that were commentating and those that the officials and people, they would have heard the real thud to the punch. And yeah, it was a simple shot, nice fast bang, nice little jab to the body. Great performance there from Jermell Charlo. This is definitely a signature win for him, and now he can officially say that really and truly he's the main man with the belts at 154 pounds.